Roads wind through lush rolling hills to find the rural town of Watkins, Glen, New York. A place where old traditions and new ways find harmony as the IZOD IndyCar Series roars into town. Drivers will find no summer holiday chasing down points leader Will Power, who's looking for his third road course win of the season. It's 4th of July weekend. The stars of the series hit the road in the Glen. We love to call it a Chamber of Commerce day. Absolutely perfect weather conditions as we welcome you to the Finger Lakes region at Watkins Glen International. This beautiful 3.4-mile, 11-turn layout has been the site of some of the most historic races in the history of road course racing. The bus stop. A lot of action usually happens right in that corner, as well as through the S's, where you see the trucks making their final inspection as we get ready to go racing in the midpoint season of the year in the 2010 season. How about Scott Dixon? He loves it at the Glen. He should. He's won it 3 times. In fact, 3 in a row. Only Graham Hill has done that in Formula One. Dario Franchitti, the last time we saw him on ABC, he was raising the milk in Victory Lane at his second Indianapolis 500 win. How about Will Power? He has been on top of the points since the beginning of the season. He is still there. In fact, he's going to lead this field from the pole today. But at the other end, Danica Patrick, she's been struggling. She comes back from a week in NASCAR that saw her finish 30th, and she is going to be starting in the lower third of the field today. How about the last 2 winners? A couple of surprises, really. Ryan Hunter-Reay driving for Ray Hall Letterman a couple of years ago, and then last year, how about the fact it was Dale Coyne getting his first winner as an owner in 25 years, thanks to that man, Justin Wilson.
The green flag will wave. The Camping World Grand Prix at the Glen is underway. There's the lead change. Justin Wilson with a brilliant move inside will have the lead.
And the Penske Ganassi dominance, at least for now, has ended.
Justin Wilson has run a near picture-perfect race as he wins at Watkins Glen International.
Winning last year doesn't make your car better when you need it to be better this year. In fact, Justin Wilson drove for a different team last year when he won that race than he drives with now. But how does winning last year help your psyche as you come into this race?
Well, I know that I can do it, but you know, that pretty much that's it. You're starting fresh with a new team, and just trying to work with my guys here on the Z-Line Designs car and see if we can get the car to react. And you know, things change, whether it's the tires, the track, the conditions. You can't just bolt on what I remember from last year and expect it to work. You got to keep working on it. Everyone else is advancing. You got to keep up.
4 road and street course layout races so far this season. You finished runner-up in 2 of them. What is that something extra that you need today to get to Victory Lane?
Well, a bit of luck always helps, but the key is not making any mistakes. If we can keep it nice and smooth, nothing too fancy, just do our job and let other people make the mistakes, and hopefully we can move up, finish on the podium, if not sneak a victory, and that's the aim.
Justin Wilson rolls off 6th today, and starting behind him in the next row, starting off the 7th spot, is a man who's dominated this race, 3-time winner Scott Dixon.
This could be the race where Target Chip Ganassi gets their first win of the season. Dixon is coming out side by side. The Iceman coming to the Glen, and he leaves with a victory.
Scott Dixon, the leader, has a pretty good sizable advantage.
Boy, and Dixon is just trying to check out. 1 lap to go at Watkins Glen. For the 2nd year in a row, it will be Scott Dixon. Scott Dixon has closed the gap on Elio Castroneves. Elio crashes again. He's going to see the checkered flag for the 3rd year in a row at Watkins Glen.
Well, after the IndyCar Series last road course, which was over 2 months ago, Scott, you said this team was lacking speed. Now that you've practiced and qualified here, what's your opinion?
Well, for me, it still looks like it hasn't changed. We qualified 7th. You know, we had a rough qualifying and made a few changes that I think we didn't really get the most out of it. But, you know, Dario had a great start or a great qualifying there, ending up in 4th. But to try and win the race from 7th is going to be tough. You know, we're going to have to make a lot of the right moves and some good calls on strategy. But race-wise, I think we have good speed. We just messed up a little bit in qualifying, and those Penskes are sure tough in qualifying.
Well, you sure know how to get the job done here. You've won 3 times out of 5 races. What sets this track apart? apart for you?
I don't know. I just love it. You know, it's a historical track. You know, it's got a fantastic layout. I think it's a great racetrack for IndyCars because the straights are long enough. You know, slipstream up, pass. You know, it's just got a great flow to it. And the setting, you know, on the rolling hills, got some great lakes around here, and obviously it's a place that I definitely love a little more than others because we've had so much success.
All right, he alluded to the fact he's starting 7th, and that is his worst starting position here at Watkins Glen. Marty?
All right, thank you, Jamie. And as we look down on this beautiful 4th of July, you know, there are traditions that even individual families have, and one of them, as you can see right there, is Michael Donnelly's family. Keith Donnelly, here in New York area. They come here every year for the 4th of July race. Specialist Michael Donnelly is a Purple Heart recipient. His son, home from Iraq, stationed at Fort Benning, Georgia. His wife, Erica, new son, Lucas, they're watching, and they hope to be back here next year, joining the family as well. We'd also like to welcome all of our men and women in uniform stationed around the world watching today's telecast of the IZOD IndyCar Series at Watkins Glen via the American Forces Network. You know, July 4th is always, always so special. You can see some of the ceremonies, parachutists coming in with a checkered flag, but also the American flag as well. Today, we celebrate 234 years as a country. Think back to 13 colonies with the courage to just say no more. We celebrate that spirit. We salute everyone involved in our government and our armed forces around the world who are serving to defend the freedom that we have enjoyed for the past 234 years. You know, we listen to the anthem a lot. Today, it has very special meaning.
Anthem.
Let's hear it for our race fans, the prime time brass, with a little help from the Elk Creek Skydivers.
Race fans, at this time, we ask anybody that does not have a race mode sticker to please start clearing the pit lane area. Again, if you do not have a race mode sticker.
And a happy 4th of July to all of you, and thank you for spending part of your holiday with us here at the Glen. And my fine Canadian friend, your Independence Day was 3 days ago, wasn't it?
July 1st, that's right. Happy Canada Day.
Happy Independence Day to you as well.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about this race, because this is going to be fun to watch at the beginning, folks. We've got a couple of our big-name stars starting further back in the pack, and they're going to have to slice their way through.
Really, it's going to be difficult for them because this track is tough to pass out. You know, maybe some off strategy coming up here with fuel mileage things, but, you know, something, it's been very difficult for the guy up front to always win this event, and I think it might be a tough day for everybody.
Well, the pole sitter especially. Let's talk a little history. Take a look at this, because Penske has dominated here since the IZOD IndyCar Series has been running, winning the pole every single year, including this one. But notice the number on the right. Nobody's won.
And that's true. You know, and my favorite today, I think, has to be Will Power. I've been watching him in practice. Yes, he won last year. He is starting 6th outside that, you know, area where people have won before, but I certainly think that he has an opportunity to repeat here today.
Well, and that favors, if you check the record book, positions 2, 3, and 4. That's where the winners always come from. So when you see that starting grid, keep an eye on those guys. But as we've seen also, some surprising names have crept up into it. Can that streak be broken today?
I think it can be. You know, the guy that I like right now has to be Adam Carroll, because because, you know, he's qualified 10th right now, new to this racetrack, new to North America racing, really. Michael Andretti saw him in Europe. I think that this guy has a lot of talent.
He has been slowly and steadily getting better, and we'll keep our eyes on him as well. Let's talk about the road courses so far this year, because Will Power has been dominant as well, starting off the season, winning both opening events at Brazil and St. Petersburg on the road. And then Elio Castroneves picked up the win at